Imagine a world where the apocalypse didn't just end civilization, it gamified survival, turning every parent's worst nightmare into a high-stakes RPG where your child's life is the ultimate quest item. You are a father thrust into a chaotic new reality where monsters roam the streets and stats determine who lives or dies. But when you discover that the system isn't just a game interface, but a cruel arbiter of fate that demands constant progression to keep your son safe, you realize that love isn't just an emotion, it's a tactical resource that must be managed with grit, ingenuity, and superior strategy. Welcome to Me, My Son, and the Apocalypse, the pulse-pounding, heartwarming, and deeply strategic installment in System Lad's Cataclysm survival saga. If you love dad-protagonist tropes, family-focused lit RPG, and stories that explore the sheer, unadulterated thrill of watching a parent master a hostile world through grit, ingenuity, and superior tactics, this audiobook will completely consume you. It is a masterclass in speculative fiction, blending the visceral crunch of tactical combat with the profound weight of paternal duty. The narrative kicks off with our protagonist's awakening in the midst of the initial collapse, thrusting him into a race against time to secure a safe zone before the first wave of monsters consumes his neighborhood. The atmosphere is thick with the hum of latent mana, the static of encrypted comms, and the creeping dread of knowing that every decision could branch into a timeline where he fails his most important mission, keeping his son alive. System Lad excels at capturing the psychological toll of parenthood in a crisis, making every tactical maneuver, every resource allocation, and every narrow escape feel like a high-stakes gamble, where the price of failure is not just death, but the loss of everything that matters. At the core of the book's massive appeal is its spectacular protective father trope and the brilliant asymmetric warfare dynamic. This isn't just about leveling up, it's about understanding the hidden patterns of the system, exploiting glitches in reality, and using human ingenuity to outsmart enemies who think they know your every move. Watching the protagonist reverse engineer enemy strategies, craft overpowered gear from rare drops, and completely shock arrogant elites with unconventional trap-heavy tactics is incredibly satisfying. The audiobook narration brings the visceral impact of the combat and the satisfying chiming ding of a massive level up to life, making every milestone feel like a hard-earned victory for his family. But beyond the stats and the slaughter, the soul of the story lies in its characters and the heavy burden of memory. The protagonist isn't just a cold, calculating gamer. He is a deeply human individual struggling to maintain his humanity in a system that views them as data. He quickly forms bonds with a beautifully dysfunctional found family of fellow survivors who help him navigate the treacherous waters of the new social order. The banter is razor-sharp, providing much-needed levity as his squad watches him casually calculate the damage output of a coordinated strike. Their unbreakable trust provides the emotional grounding needed when the world starts throwing literal world-ending threats their way. As the plot accelerates towards its climax, the pacing becomes utterly breathless. A major horde or a rival faction's assault forces the protagonist to push his abilities to their absolute limits. The finale is a spectacular display of tactical brilliance, overwhelming magical power fire, and raw, unbridled ingenuity. The protagonist doesn't just survive the assault, he completely shatters the local power scaling, using a ridiculous, highly technical combination of skills and crafting to turn the enemy's ultimate attack into a mere stepping stone. The payoff is spectacular, delivering a massive dopamine-fueled victory that proves the most dangerous class in the system isn't the one with the biggest sword, it's the one who understands the rules better than anyone else. Me, My Son, and the Apocalypse is a triumph of the lit RPG and fantasy genres. It is smart, action-packed, and unapologetically addictive. System Lad has crafted a debut that perfectly captures the thrill of breaking the apocalypse with a stat sheet and a strategy guide. Plug in your headphones, check your stats, and join the climber. The system is live, but his future is bright.